It seems that all gun barrels are aimed at the Communist Party of the Philippines, CPP, especially its combat group, the New People's Army, NPA, and that would include its political wing, the National Democratic Front, NDF. President Digong makes inference that it would be a real rumble. No more talks with the communist group. Could this be an end to the peace talks, although Harry Roque, presidential spokesperson, and Silvestre Bello, government's chief peace negotiator, also labor secretary, are not closing doors for the resumption of the talks? Mayor Sara Duterte of Davao is even bent on asking for localized peace talks for the homegrown NPAs. We all know that President Digong is always having tongue slips and mind slips. He would say a thing today that will change tomorrow just to undergo a modification the day after. He is a politician and he can always claim, only fools do not change their minds. The president would just want to prove something. I am not a neurologist and I do not want to speculate. If this is going to be an all-out war, the armed forces of the Philippines has no choice but to obey an order. Our soldiers did it in Marawi. There is no reason why they cannot do it in Candoni. Our policemen have a commitment to serve and protect. They also expect for a double salary increase. If they are wounded in action, they will be given new cell phones in the hospital ceremony. This all-out war is painful and expensive. If the Marawi war formula was considered successful, then there is no reason why our Philippine Air Force will not bomb towns and cities occupied by the rebels. In war, there are no heroes, only victims, the wounded, the dead, the widows, those who lost their relatives, those whose houses were looted or burned, not counting the women who were raped by accident, or the children who were mistaken as stray dogs. In war, there is money because the nations that manufacture war machines will sell their toys to our government and our country will be made a killing field laboratory with our people as guinea pigs. The priests, pastors and ministers can only pray that the innocent souls claimed by war will go direct to heaven to see God, the Almighty Creator. God is not in a hurry to meet the victims of war. Before our top officials have been roasted by their pride, ambition, insecurity and political instincts, they have to convince President Digong that the best democratic option is still to go back to the negotiating table and talk with sense. The best test to sincerity is not at the start of the negotiation. It takes a long process to determine the fruit of sincerity. When God sent His Son to fathom the sincerity of the sinners, He even waited for that crucifixion, without intervention, until resurrection. If President Digong wants all-out war, let it be, for him to see the gnashing of the teeth, for him to hear the wailing of the wounded, and the flooding of blood. By that time, it is very late already. Sincerity can no longer be measured by the horrible outcome. Mr.